I am interviewing Lawrence King Jr. of 609 East 2nd Street, Elmira, New York. The interview is for Elmira Chemung County Historical Center, March the 29th, 1990. When did you first come to Elmira? In what year?
1967,
You came from where?
New York City.
What brought you here?
Got tired of the hustle and bustle in the city life.
So why did you pick Elmira?
Well, I've had sisters here, and I knew I would have a place to stay while I looked for an apartment and also a job.
Your mother and father, where were they from?
They're from the British West Indies.
And when did they come to New York City?
No,
In what year?
way back in about around 1900s.
And what did your father and mother do?
Oh, my father worked for a wholesale grocery house as a stockman, loading trucks and unloading grocery trucks. And my mother did housekeeping work for a couple of families and some factory work.
What was some of your contribute to the community here in Elmira organizations?
When I came to Elmira, I got involved into community action programs. We started up a program where the minorities, which was black and whites, got together. We called ourselves Get the Community, get some of the things that they were entitled to. We had a welfare rights organization, which we fought for different welfare situations that people got involved in, and we were able to help them solve those problems. And some of the members of the organization were important people in the community. Like we had at the time was lawyer John Frawley, and Harry Larry Niggle, which became mayor later on in the years to come down the line, and also judge. Right now, John Frawley, lawyer, is a judge of the family court.
Do you vote?
Yes, I do.
In the community? You was what was it about Adon Allen and you was running against him for city councilman?
Yes, for about 4 years ago or so. I ran a group of us ran on an independent ticket against Adon Allen, the councilman. I ran for the councilman's seat, and the other members did the same thing for their district, and one member was running for mayor.
Why did you run against Adon?
Well, I figure, as well as the people in the community, figured we need a change in the system, and needed to have someone in there that was really serious about helping the community and doing things for the community.
Did you
in the Navy?
In the Navy? Okay. For how long?
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Doing World War II.
That was in 1944
to 1946.
What school did you go to?
Well, I went to schools in New York City. PS 139 in Manhattan, which was a junior high school, and then went to Benjamin Franklin, which was a high school.
And was there any activities and things that you was in?
I enjoy sports, basketball, track, and a few other sports that the schools had going.
As you were saying about sports, what were some of your sports?
Well, basketball, track, a couple of games, couple of games. I played some stickball in the street, swimming.
What was your first job when you got out of school?
First job when I got out of school. Well, really, the armed forces took me in when I reached 18, and then I finished my high school education in the armed forces, and I was working at the post office as a as a part-time worker. And then when I come out of service, I was called back to the post office department. I worked for the post office department. I worked for the post office department for 5.5 years. Worked for the VA hospital for 2.5 years as a assistant cook, and then I transferred over to nurse's aide, and I worked as a nurse's aide for 3 years. This was all done in Manhattan, New York City. Oh, that's
Period.
started back in 1950 up to 1965. I had those government jobs.
What were some of your jobs here in Elmira?
Well, when I came to Elmira, I was lucky enough to get a job working for American La France over on the South Side, and I worked there for about 1.5 years. And then from there, I went to American Bridge. I worked at American Bridge for about 2 years. And from American Bridge, I wind up working for Westinghouse.
That's a new period of what year,
Well, that's a period of 1968 to period of 1976, about 1976, yeah.
Were you involved in the civil rights movement in Elmira?
No, I wasn't involved in that at the present time.
What are some of your favorite hobbies?
One of these do-it-yourselves. I like to put model cars together and do different projects around the house and outdoors, gardening, vegetable garden.
Did you have when you did change jobs, and why did you change different jobs?
I changed jobs till I got to the one that I was completely satisfied and happy with.
So what are you doing now that
Well, at the present
you work
moment,
present?
I have retired from working with a couple of government programs. EOP is a main program in this area. I worked for Head Start back in in the early 70s, and worked as a substitute teacher, teacher's aide, and a cook for the Head Start program. And also from there, I went to weatherization. I worked with weatherization program for 2 years, and in the meantime, I had gotten a job, supervisory job at Top Supermarket when they opened up in '77. I worked for them for 3 years. And from there, I decided to retire and take life easy, but I still got involved in community projects. Grants Title I, Title V, CAC program, and other educational involvements. And at the present time, I'm involved with those programs, and also I went back to the Head Start at the request of the president of the organization to work as an assistant cook.
Well, did you have any trouble with being prejudiced? Anybody being prejudiced towards you?
No, I have been very fortunate, regardless of the color or race. I put myself into that position where there wasn't indeed any such thing as prejudice, and I let them know that I don't believe in it. And if you gave the minorities an opportunity to prove themselves, a lot of this prejudice would disappear.
Well, Lawrence King Jr., I'd like to thank you for letting me come and interview you for the Historical Center in the year of 1990, March the 29th. And I thank you again. And
My pleasure.
yeah, okay.